Happy morning. Let's have an exceptional life lesson today. There is something called crystallized intelligence, and there is something called fluid intelligence. Bridging these two is something called adaptive intelligence. I promise you I'll release some bhari words today. But it will also be done in a very easy way, where experientially and intellectually you will understand what I am saying. What is crystallized intelligence? Our brain has two parts, the left brain and the right brain. Left brain takes care of I love it. So some of you didn't hear the answer. So when I asked you left brain takes care of, the answer came right. Left brain is the logical part of us. So it takes care of logic. The right brain takes care of creativity. Now what is its relevance to our life? I'm coming to that. Now imagine you going to school and the teacher is teaching you certain subjects. Imagine it's your maths class and the teacher teaches you how to solve a particular problem in a particular way. And she expects you to write down all the steps. Now imagine after some days you are sat for your exams. Now is there anybody who's gone through the following experience? You are given the right answer. You took a different method. And the teacher cut a few marks saying you are expected to solve it in the method which has been taught. Has anyone gone through this? Some of you have gone through this. And the teacher was very upset. And you were equally upset. तुमको आंसर चाहिए ना, आंसर आया ना. मैं कोई भी मेथड लूं. Like the other day, I was having a conversation with Araf, Pankaj and Kavita's child. And Araf was in a chatty mood. And I was asking him, how are things going? How are you learning? What are you doing? So with a twinkle in his eyes, he said, I am doing Vedic maths. And before that, I have done abacus. So my calculations are very fast. What my teacher teaches in school, I can solve it very fast. So normally if it is, let's say, 4,299 multiplied by 222, there is a particular method that we have to follow in classic English maths. But in Vedic maths and in abacus, the kids can do it inside their head itself. They don't have to do it in paper. So he was explaining to me, ऐसा होता है ना, तो क्या करता है, मैं 9 का इधर लेता है, इसका इधर लेता है, 2 का उधर लिया, देखो ये आंसर आ गया. I could understand nothing. But he was so clear. And he said, मैं स्कूल में लिखता है ऐसे. वो टीचर बोलता है, not this way. You have to write all these steps. And I am saying, how will I write the steps of things which I am doing in my head? Correct? Now the teacher is upset because the teacher thinks the student was not listening properly, or the student is disobedient, or the the student might have cheated because they have skipped certain steps. The teacher exclusively uses the left brain to teach us. It's logic, 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 logic. And if that logic does not appeal to us, we still need to follow the same logic. And you might say there is no logic in this logic. Another classic case. I was speaking with Paresh and Archana's son, Mihir. I should tell you something about Mihir before I tell about this incident. Now, Mihir believes he is more intelligent than most people on this planet. He very deeply believes कि लोगों को समझता क्यों नहीं है? Yes. And in most of the cases they are right. For example, Mihir says, tell me why should I waste my time reading geography? And if Paresh says, no, beta, the education system is like this, he says, so are you telling me I should follow wrong systems? He asks his father. Paresh then says, go and talk to your mother. This is the ultimate solution any dad has. When he's out of answers, either it is the grandparents or it's the mother. Now, Mihir is in the 8th standard. He's gone to 9th, he's gone to 8th.
9th.
Gone to 9th, past 8th. But what are you eating? You're having nashta right now. Okay. Now a part of me is you. Yes. So we have started taking 18 plus in the batch now. There were a few parents who were insisting that I want my children to get trained inside the classroom with you. This batch was a very unique batch where we had 10 children from life schoolers who did the batch. 10 children, 10 next generation was there in this batch. So it was very funny. But the thing is, Paresh and Archana's daughter, Apurva was in the batch. And Mihir at home is asking his dad, I think I'm ready to do the batch. Okay, he's in 9th standard. And Paresh is saying, Naren first was taking only 21 plus, but now based on some requests, he's decided, chalo, 18 plus Anand. And you are not yet 18, so you'll have to grow a little, you have to develop a little. And Mihir looks at his father and says, you are insulting my intelligence. You believe I am less intelligent than my sister? Give us any challenge and see who solves it. So today we belong to this generation where they say, explain the logic. What do you think Paresh said? Go to your mother. Now the point is, our entire teaching system today only works on the left brain. Even the examinations and qualifications are left brain. What will they ask you in exams? Things which are logical. Which means it's only the memory which is to work. When a child scores 99%, 99.5%, it's purely the result of their memory capacity, their logic capacity. Now, developing only the left brain is like you want to run in 100 meters dash in Olympics and you want to win that 100-meter dash, but you are going to exercise only your left leg. And you're not going to work on your right leg at all. And you expect you will win. This kind of an intelligence is called crystallized intelligence. Where crystals have been formed, ideas are fixed, logic is in play, you can respond to situations you know, and you're supposed to do what you have been told. Discipline is paramount, memory is important, repetition is valued, recollection is rewarded. Crystallized intelligence. Crystal means the form is fixed now. That's a crystal. Forget about the education system. If you look at our parenting, kids are expected to do what they are told, and they're expected to do the way they have been told. I had a very interesting experience recently. When her husband was saying, I offered to my wife that I will help you at work at home. Wife looked at me with doubts and said, Acha, you want to help me? Sachi? How long? Sidhu, is that you? That's you, na? It's a new look. Again, for 10 minutes I am wondering who this guy is. I have never trained him. Then some part of me said, "Ye apna Sidhu hai." So ये नया look. All okay? Any interesting development?
पुलिस स्टेशन में विजिट कर रहा हूँ मैं बार-बार.
Interesting. Look at her parenting. So I was telling you about that family. Whereas the husband says, I am willing to help you, the wife says, very good. And then the wife says, ठीक है ये bedsheet लगा दो. Now trust me, even when the husband changes the bedsheet, he really believes कोई बहुत बड़ा काम किया. They have this immense feeling of big contribution to their family when they change one bed sheet. And husband over here who does that much will agree. After that, they feel like being pampered for the next 24 hours. Like when my bed sheet change kiya. And if they change 4 pillow covers also, then they believe they deserve a holiday now. So this husband says, okay, not a problem. And he immediately starts putting the new bedsheet. The wife immediately stops him and says, ऐसे नहीं. जैसे मैं बोल रही हूँ वैसे. First you put in the bedsheet, tuck in the bedsheet at this side. Husband says, leave it to me. All 4 sides will be tucked. She says, no. See, that's the problem. You go and sit outside. मतलब जो बोल रहे हैं वो सुनने को नहीं आ रहा है. मैं लगा रही है ना बेडशीट इतने साल से. I know how bedsheet has to be put. And for him it's like चारों कॉर्नर से लगाने का, मेरे को लगाने तो दे, गलत हो गया तो अगली बार से नहीं लगाऊंगा इस तरह से, नया तरीका करने दो. No, it has to be put the way I am telling you. Crystallized intelligence. Anything else confuses and sometimes scares a little. कुछ गलत है. A new idea confuses. We are too used to living life out of crystallized intelligence and also expecting others to always live by crystallized intelligence. Is crystallized intelligence required? Of course. I need both the legs for me to win the race in the Olympics. I'm not demeaning crystallized intelligence, nor am I saying it's useless. It has a role, but that role is not the only thing which will help me to win. It's one part of me. The other part of me, the right brain, also needs to be developed. Now, the right brain is the creative intelligence. Right brain, creative intelligence. It is also the seat of everything new that happens. It's the seat of adventure, and this is the seat of emotions. Your passion does not come from your crystallized intelligence. Your passion comes from creative intelligence. You cannot be passionate about routine things. You will be passionate about new things. Think about it this way. Since some of you are writing in this way, think about it this way. I either learn to reproduce or I learn to develop. Think about this. I either learn to reproduce or I learn to develop. What do you mean by this? Development means improvement. Development doesn't mean change. It means improvement. And improvement means creativity. There is a very classic saying, a man who has a hammer in his hand is only searching for nails. He desperately wants to use that hammer. He sees everything as a nail. Talk. Maro. Then he feels a sense of purpose. आत्मा थोड़ा कुछ तो कर रहा हूँ. That's crystallized intelligence. I used to do this in the class. What is this? Handkerchief. Do you all agree this is handkerchief? But cotton was not invented keeping in mind that a handkerchief should be created. And out of cotton, fabric was not created thinking that a handkerchief will be created. Somebody was creative enough to think that a handkerchief can be made. More importantly, let's now use our creative intelligence. And now onwards in today's session, we will go through rounds of use of creative intelligence. What do you think are the ways in which a handkerchief or this piece of cloth can be used? Handkerchief can be used, I am again going to creativity. I am already going to crystallized intelligence. I am restricting this thing as a handkerchief. But let me say I have an object in my hand. What are the different ways in which this object can be used? Anybody? Beside, you can tell me the uses of handkerchief also, even that will do. Okay, let's find out how many ways can we use this object for. People.
While I was in school, we played chore police and we used this as gun.
You use this as a gun?
Yes.
Now, do you think the inventor of kerchief invented this thinking? ये तो gun के हिसाब से भी use हो सकता है. You think they would have ever thought that? Their thinking would have been crystallized intelligence. Somebody like Nipun can make it a gun. What else?
मंदिर में टोपी
हाँ, मंदिर में सिर को ढकने के लिए ना, गुरुद्वारा वगैरह में जाते हैं तो सिर को ढकते हैं. Fair enough. What else?
टॉय बना के खेल सकते हैं.
टॉय बना के खेल सकते हैं. Okay. What else? We can make it into a ball again to play. So you are able to see some of us have only crystallized intelligence. We can't think. ये रुमाल का और क्या करेंगे? And we block it. And some of us are willing to venture. So, let's say today all of you who answer will get breakfast. Those of you who don't answer, today no breakfast, straight away dinner. No lunch also, because 10 बजे तो क्या brunch है. How many of you have done this? Use the kerchief to hold a seat in the bus. Perfect. What else? Cover the wound, na? So he's giving two uses based on practical life experience. Cover the wound. And more importantly, he's saying use it to dust furniture. Okay?
Tie my hair.
Yes. I'm so glad she said tie my hair and not tie your hair. You use the kerchief to tie the hair. Anybody else?
छानने के लिए.
छानने के लिए ना? हाँ, पानी छानने के लिए या कभी दही इसमें से दवा बांध के रख दो, बाद में श्रीखंड बनाने का. Something like that. Now my mother used to do this.
cover the face with the bike.
Cover the face. This entire city is filled with Fulan Devis, na? Do you know that incident where sometimes in creative intelligence we do things very funny? We had this amazing girl called Mitali Joshi. Extraordinary girl. Once one of the classroom exercises what? Smile at a stranger and come and tell us what happened. Mitali was gung-ho. She would do everything which is asked in the class. Next day, next session, she came and said, I smiled at the stranger. He completely ignored me. He did not even look at my smile. So how can that happen? Because she's a very nice, she has a happy face. You know, some of us have a happy face. The builders of this building, one fellow's name is Monish. And I asked Monish whenever I meet him, यार कुछ परेशानी है? He says, नहीं यार चेहरा ही ऐसा है. कोई भी देखता है उसको लगता है मैं परेशान हूँ. Actually नहीं हूँ, मैं तो बहुत खुश हूँ. So the opposite is Mitali's face. She has a completely happy face. So I said, अच्छा बता कहाँ तूने स्माइल किया? Then she told, I was driving my bike and we were at a signal and then she realized, oh no, क्या हुआ? No, I had my face covered, I was wearing a helmet. And I looked at the person and smiled. उसको स्माइल दिखा? Yes, we can use it to cover our face.
ये पसीना चेहरे पे नहीं आए इसलिए वो बांध देते हैं.
कौन बांध देता है? गाड़ी. Players tied, no? Have you seen some of them tied over here, fold करके?
To blindfold.
To blindfold, absolutely. Chor police kinds only, but without the gun. हाँ. Potli, na? Potli, yes. अब बेटो.
Dinesh online is saying,
हाँ.
यहाँ पे can be used to open the cap of a bottle when it is very tight.
Okay, ask him which bottle. हाँ, मतलब स्पेलिंग सेम है लेकिन जैम का बोतल खोला तो ठीक है.
Emergency diaper.
Emergency diaper. Okay. नाक पोछने के लिए चलिए. At least one use has come which was supposed to be the use of this kerchief, right? हाँ. Wristband तो कॉलेज के दिन याद आ गए. You know यहाँ पे बांध के एकदम.
So fever आता है.
Fever आता है तो हाँ हाँ.
If I'm lost on an island, to make it a flag and show it to the.
Oh, ships. मतलब a ship which will be 2-3 kilometers away. We'll have this. Bachao kinds. Okay. Use it to hit it also. How many of you have done that? जैसे कुछ तो भी ऐसे करके एकदम छटाक ऐसे मारते हो ना. बाप रे. Yes. Anything else?
Oh, right one for the peace or shanti.
अच्छा. Does it work at home?
I didn't expect.
You forgot. Learning about it, you forgot a little. Amado.
So Preeti from Bangalore is saying to write the notes when I don't have something to write on.
अच्छा. मतलब not school days में write the notes when there was nothing क्या? Preeti. But interesting. I mean, has anybody here done that? Exam के पहले इसमें write notes. हाँ? Teacher रहता है ऐसा उसके बाद. मतलब
as a bone, by playing dog and the bone.
हाँ. We use it to play dog and the bone, na? Now the funny thing is, this is not a bone and dogs don't play. Human beings play this, but we call it dog and the bone for some reason. हाँ. याद है क्या? हाँ.
Dance के इसमें.
हाँ. डांस करने के लिए ना? Correct. The way Kunj is saying, man, looks like pure experience.
Second, fracture हो गया temporary
bandage. Fracture मतलब ठीक है. हाँ. Quite possible. हाँ बेटो.
पैसा मांगने के लिए.
पैसा बांधने के लिए. अच्छा, how many of you during your marriage when you were sitting on the घोड़ी and after that when you know थोड़ा तो शगुन वगुन निकालते हैं, then you have your kerchief उसमें से दक्षिणा वक्षिणा collect करते हो, है ना, dry fruits वगैरह वगैरह. That also happens, ना? What else? Absolutely. Amir Khan, hey, क्या बोलती तू? He did that, no?
For covering things sometimes.
For covering things, absolutely. Covering food items.
Just to cover the face to block the light.
Cover the place when you are sleeping and there is light. Quite possible.
बल्ब गर्म होता है तो उसको निकालने.
हाँ, बल्ब जब गर्म होता है, so you use it ना निकालने के लिए.
हवा करने के लिए.
हवा करने के लिए, of course.
It can be used as a piece of art to overcome.
Piece of art, na? So if canvas is not there, we can.
You need to draw, you need to create.
Need to, yes, absolutely. How about your school college days? When those days, you know, when mobiles were not there, only landlines were there. And imagine the girl putting this outside, meaning घर में पापा है अभी फोन मत कर. You know, if the kerchief is not there, it means कर लो phone कर लो please. हाँ? Quite possible ना? हाँ.
हिस्ट्री में गाँव के लोग सीट पकड़ने के लिए यूज करते हैं.
Correct. That's what she said a little while ago. हाँ.
Voice change करने.
बाप रे. To muffle your voice. है ना? Same scene. You don't know whether the father-in-law is at home or not, but to ensure they don't recognize you, to muffle the voice.
Even it's been used like लड़की बैठाने
हाँ, मैम तो कोई नहीं बोलता होगा, लेकिन हाँ, but ये सीन that in movies ना, ये आपका रुमाल गिर गया था. Has anyone done that? Chappal toodiya, and you use this to tie your chappal? Yeah. Now I bet before you came to today's life lesson, we didn't have so many things this kerchief can be used for. In your mind, you didn't have so many things. Now, what makes us think about all these options? It's adaptive intelligence. Now, imagine you are a person who says, I am only going to live by crystallized intelligence. Then you will probably need one tool for each one of these activities. So, if you want to do 30 activities, you need 30 tools. But you have this creative adaptive intelligence, with one tool you can do all this stuff. Now let's move to another two very important points. Long time back in a life lesson, I shared about something called half-life. Half-life. Many may not even remember the context because it was spoken for only 4 or 5 minutes. Just to bring all of you up to date, what is half-life? Certain elements age with time. Anybody very interested in chemistry? Okay, certain elements, there are isotopes outside. Let me give you an example. Radiation. They would say if there is a nuclear waste, it will take 2,500 years to decay. And therefore it should be buried. buried in a place where for 2500 years nobody will take it out, and after 2500 years this will become harmless. And the progression from harmful to harmless happens at a particular rate. So they would say every 3 years its risk will become half. So today it is, let's say, 1000 times risky. After 3 years it will become 500. After 3 years it will become 250. After 3 years it will become 125. Then it will be 62.5. The rate at which the decay happens is fixed. Now this in chemistry is called the phenomena of half-life. Are you with me? It's very, very interesting. Today, the knowledge that you have also goes through the same thing called half-life. Today, the world is changing so fast. The knowledge that you knew was your strength in some time will not be a strength. There is a company called Presili. Presili's founder is a guy called Bharat. One of the directors and a shareholder is a guy called Ashish Gupta. Ashish was one of the brains behind TEDx Pune, and right now he runs TEDx Gurgaon. I met Ashish when I was the advisor to TEDx Pune. When I went to Gurgaon recently, I met Ashish there, and he said now he's working with this very interesting startup called Presili. Now what does Presili do? Presili is an artificial intelligence platform. Presili is attempting, now listen to this, how beautiful it is. Presili is attempting to digitize any particular subject in the country. What do I mean by that? He says, Naren, imagine all the cases and all the judgments which have been passed by different courts in the country are digitized. And not only it is digitized, but based on any search word, you will be able to find the answers in the matter of fraction of seconds. Classic case, if any one of you has brought up property, you might have done something called the search and find. Right? Now today, the lawyer has to send one of his juniors to every office of the corporation to find out what has happened to this property and if any registration has been made. So imagine, I just put in the property number and in microseconds I will find out what is the status. How much money is saved, how much time is saved. Now they want to do it in every domain of knowledge. So legal, chartered accountancy, films. And he says what Google does to general knowledge, we want to do it to specific knowledge. Now imagine a doctor now searches for, this is the issue. And all the knowledge in the world has already gone through the machines of the algorithms of Presili. And even if you give a voice command and you say, diabetes to 45, you need to bring it down to 110, which was the fastest in the world. And by the time you complete the sentence, the answer is already out. Presili wants to do that. And it just raised $13 million of funding from investors all across the globe. Now, which means many professionals who have an edge because of the knowledge they have over here come pressily, and their advantage of knowledge becomes zero. They have no advantage because they have knowledge. Crystallized knowledge, its value will decrease very fast. What will give you the edge today may not give you an edge tomorrow. Then what will you do with your life? Today, let's say you are earning 1 lakh rupees per month because of the knowledge you had. Tomorrow, if that knowledge does not give you an edge in life, you can't earn 1 lakh anymore. In fact, you might be out of a job. Then what will you do with your life? You have a brilliant future if you can be creative. Now, not to create panic and gloom, let's move to something which all of us face every now and then. Do you know this word called pressure? Do you know people who under pressure completely panic? Are you a person who would say, when things are not going right, I get very emotional, I get very angry, I get very upset? Does it happen with you? Now what does this mean? It means you wish to live life out of crystallized intelligence. And a person who has a high creative intelligence, in this case high adaptive intelligence, can handle any kind of pressure. Crystallized intelligence, you want things which are easily predictable. You want continuity. You want predictability. You want things which can be easily anticipated. But will life happen that way? Will life happen that way? So let's say Nilesh is working with Tata Motors. Tomorrow what happens if Tata decide we want to come out of passenger cars, only trucks? And a new management takes over which is only to hire and fire. You have results, great. You don't have results, bye-bye. Now those who are used to the Tata form of working, will they be able to adapt to the new scenario? How fast do you adapt? The faster you can adapt, the easier you can handle pressure. The slower you adapt, your worst comes out under pressure. What is creativity? A willingness to change, willingness to do things I have never done before in life. That's creativity. Therefore, am I willing to change? Wherever necessary, if I say I am absolutely ready to change and sometimes excited to change, the more adaptable I am to life. So you can find the world divided into two kinds of people. One kind of people who says, "Yaar, hota nahi hai," and the other who says, "Kar lenge." यार में से रहा नहीं जाता है, रह लेंगे। I love mangoes. Can I go through the entire mango season without eating mangoes? Can I change? That's the right brain. My ability to adapt. Where pressure brings focus. Pressure does not create distraction. Where I can think on my feet. Well, even during pressure, I have clarity. Where even during pressure, I have clarity. And most people under pressure, they have chaos. They don't have clarity. Pressure, and they are like, oh my God, why me? Shucks. अब क्या करें? And there's another category of people. Pressure, we'll deal with it. Let's say, for example, Rita goes home and she had told her children to study. And she finds they have not studied and the exams are around the corner. She sees that the kids have not studied. Now this was a situation which was unanticipated pressure. Now will it bring the best out of her or worst out of her? Will the atmosphere of the house go for a toss? Will chilla-chilli start? And the chilla-chilli is not going to make our children study for the rest of their lives. And then do we justify it by saying, ये लोग करते ऐसे ही कि इनको गुस्सा करना ही पड़ता है? In the military world, they say, we go to the war with 3 plans, plan A, plan B and plan C. Knowing fully well, none of these plans will work. The moment our feet hits the ground, the moment the rubber meets the road, everything changes. Truman would say, you can create all strategies in boxing. Your strategies and plans last till you are hit on the nose. Then you forget everything. Every now and then life will surprise you and challenge you by people and situations that you could not anticipate. And this is where, if your creative intelligence is high, you go through that smoothly. Because you have this internal belief, ये solve कर लेंगे. And you're only having crystallized intelligence. You don't know how you will face the situation, you're not prepared for it, you don't have no memory. Pressure and collapse. Panic. Neuroscience says the way I live my life completely depends on the number of pathways that I have built between my left hemisphere and the right hemisphere, between my left brain and the right brain. There are two structures. And then I build bridges and I build connections. So only one bridge, so much traffic, every now and then there will be 10. There are 10 bridges, it will be smooth. A lot of work is happening in the world of neuroscience right now. And there is a part of neuroscience called cognitive neuroscience. Thanks to the mobile phone and technology, it's become a huge area of interest, huge. Facebook understood it. And entire Facebook's idea is born in an extremely simple cognitive scientific insight, and that is people need validation. That's it. Facebook is built only with this idea. People need validation. People need social acceptance. So if I put a post out there and 100 people have liked it, 100 people have liked it, I got validated by 100 people. And I want to keep checking every now and then how many more have liked it. That's the entire premise of Facebook. They could imagine, visualize how a laptop or how a mobile phone screen can be used to give validation to a human being. They don't have to go to a person and ask. That is cognitive neuroscience for you. Through this machine, how can I give you validation? How can I clap and say, good work? Neem can be very good for my health, but I don't like it. क्योंकि कड़वा होता है. What is my scope of improvement? I know it's important and relevant for my life, लेकिन सुनने में अच्छा नहीं लगता because I am searching for validation in life, not for scope of improvement. So notice everything that Facebook brings in is all about how to clap for you. Now some of you would have experienced, now and then, there is one small video which Facebook makes celebrating 4 years of friendship, celebrating 3 years of friendship. Did anyone of you get that in your feed? Yes. And there will be some photographs of the two of you. Facebook creates one. Now you can share it with that person. It was so glorious to experience this with you. What is it doing? You put one post and Facebook says pay 2,160 rupees, 50,000 people will be able to see your post. जब डाल दे पैसा यार 50,000 लोगों ने देखा मालूम? Validation. Now earlier, अपन गप्पा मारते थे. You remember there was a time when those लोग used to come together. शाम को क्या कर रहे हैं? चल ना बैठते हैं ऐसे गप्पा मारेंगे. Do you remember that time? Any one of you? नुक्कड़ में कभी-कभी गली के नुक्कड़ में घर पे नहीं रहता था शाम. कहाँ जा रहा है? नीचे इधर. वो नुक्कड़ में एक ठिकाना होता था. ठैया, अड्डा, जहाँ सब इकट्ठे होते थे. What you spoke, nothing significant. Simply everything under the word you spoke. But you had some fun, you pulled each other's legs. It was a stress buster. You will not feel elated by Facebook. Those used to release our negative emotions. This is making me anxious and sometimes disappointed. Sometimes you put a great quote. Only 4 people liked it. You feel so horrified. And sometimes you put some useless, stupid photograph. 300 likes. So you might be disappointed. क्या life-changing quote डाला. 4 नालायक लोगों ने पढ़ा. और ये 300 लोग like का बचने वाले. The other day somebody wrote, my father expired. 200 people liked. Cognitive neuroscience is doing extraordinary research on how important it is for us to be creative. And without creativity being a part of our character, we cannot handle pressure and stress. There is a time when your knowledge would be enough for the rest of your life. You become a graduate, तुमको एक नौकरी में मिल जाएगा और जिंदगी भर चलेगा उसके बेसिस पे. अभी things are changing very fast, very fast. Ask anybody who is in the technology space. What, Ashish? Every 45 days. By the time you become a master in a technology, you are already outdated. So the speed at which the world is changing, if I don't have the ability to adapt, I am gone. So Sangeeta takes some classes. If she uses technology, the classes can reach thousands of people. If not, it will be restricted to her home. 4 more people who are coming regularly with their children, one of them will start similar classes 10 buildings ahead. Both of them have common friends, now the friends are split. किधर भेजूं? संगीता के पास भेजूं कि उधर भेजूं? And the number of people go down. And sometimes it goes up and then goes down, and there is uncertainty. Then she can adapt. Chalo, I will learn technology. I will master certain approaches. I will create a technology-based system. I will use a Facebook Live, an Instagram Live, a LinkedIn Live, a YouTube Live. And not just Bibbewadi, Pune, but anywhere in the country via my friends, I can deal with that. Now, if she cannot adapt, it's gone. Now, let's take health. I know all of us are used to a particular kind of eating lifestyle. But if I do not adapt, it affects my mind. Every day I know I am not healthy, I am not fit, I am not healthy, I am not fit, I am not healthy, I am not fit. But imagine you are able to adapt. Now what happens to your confidence? Imagine you are able to say, अच्छा ये मेरे लिए ठीक नहीं है, क्या नहीं करेगा सर? Now what happens to your vision? Things will change. And we can do small exercises to build creativity. Creativity has to become our habit. Handling pressure should become our nature. And it should get the best out of us. If any one of you over here gets these spikes of anger, बहुत गुस्सा आता है. Anyone of you? You can raise your hand, it's okay. सब घर वाले हैं. Right? And when you are angry, you are at your worst. How many of you, when you are angry, you are at your worst? लोग फाड़ डालते हैं लोगों को इधर. उनका सेल्फ एस्टीम जो भी है ना, very deep. We make people feel completely useless. Anyone of you, can you get angry like that? And you can really scream at people like that? मतलब फालतू आदमी है, मतलब गली के कुत्ते ज़्यादा अच्छे होते हैं. You can even use words like that. I mean, the other day I was hearing somebody saying, when I shit, I get better people out of that than you. Now, just imagine how much they want to destroy somebody's self-esteem. Imagine what would be the ego of a person when they make a statement like that. It also means their ability to handle pressure is nil, zero. Creativity is one thing. You can be creative in drawing, you can be creative in fashion, you can be creative in setting the dining table, but all this happens when there is no pressure. You have all the time in the world, you are relaxed. I am speaking not about creativity, I am speaking about creative intelligence, which comes into play when there is huge pressure on you. Where pressure does not take your emotions for a toss. But things have gone wrong and you are composed. When things have gone wrong and you are absolutely composed, now that is adaptive, creative intelligence. You are able to adapt so fast. What is the advantage? You can let go of the pain of the past like this. Hi, sir. If things are not working, you don't see it as a failure. You just realize it's a closed door, but there are 100 doors in this planet. Where failure does not reduce your self-esteem. Criticism does not take down your self-belief. Now that is creative adaptive intelligence. I'm speaking about that. Now imagine you slowly and steadily develop that in life. Now what kind of a life will you have? Imagine you saying, all the pressure in the world, I'll still be composed. When everybody is losing their marbles, when everybody is going cranky, when people are screaming and blaming, I'm still thinking about solutions and I'm confused. Now that is creative adaptive intelligence. Where I can adapt and I'm thinking how to solve. Adapt, solve. Adapt, solve. Adapt, solve. And the thing about creative adaptive intelligence is the more you practice, your self-belief increases exponentially. Because when you believe you can adapt, you are telling yourself you can learn anything which is necessary. Then you're not saying जो मेरे को आता है उसी के बेसिस में काम होना चाहिए. ये सीखना है क्या? सीख लूँगा यार. या तो मैं सीख लूँगा या जिसको आता है उसके संग अपना मस्त दोस्ती हो जाएगा. I won't go to create a software, but जो अच्छा सॉफ्टवेयर बनाने वाला उसको फटाक से ढूंढ के ना एकदम मस्त प्यार भरा रिश्ता हो जाए. I'm not going to become an expert in digital marketing, but the best brain in digital marketing उसके साथ ना एकदम पूरी जिंदगी का ना दोस्ती हो जाएगा. कहाँ है लोग मालूम नहीं लेकिन ढूंढ के निकाल लेंगे अब. Now this kind of a self-esteem comes when you know you will adapt. Many people cannot adapt. Why? Unfortunately, our education system and our parenting has only developed crystallized intelligence. And sometimes out of our love, we have never allowed our children to develop adaptive intelligence. But it's time to take charge of our life. मतलब मैं हार जाऊंगा should never become a conviction or fear. I should be able to smile at the thought and say, अच्छा आया है लेकिन ऐसा होगा नहीं. When you have adaptive intelligence, you don't care about difficulties. Because you can adapt. Difficult है तो क्या है? When you have adaptive intelligence, you are not counting effort. कितना मेहनत करने का, जितना करने का आपको तो रिजल्ट चाहिए. क्या इशू? चलो let's do a small exercise. If you remember, I discussed move from learning to development. LIC does not have learning officers, development officers. Develop करना है. And develop means adaptation. How you develop things? Making better means पीछे कुछ छोड़ के फिर आगे बढ़ सकेंगे. That's what development is all about. So let's do a few creative exercises. Now I'm going to challenge all of you. Are you ready for some fun?
Yes.
And some good, nice fun. Simple, nice fun. I will ask one of you to start. So let's say I will ask Kundalik to start. Kundalik will make any statement of his choice, and then he has to go and touch any person. So there will be some movement like this. So Kundalik will stand up and he'll make any statement. The statement can be Chhatrapati Shivaji was great. And then he will go and touch any person. Now that person has to tell the next statement in the story. Fundamentally, we are now going to create one story. Now that story need not follow any logic. It can be anything. So let's say Kundli says Chhatrapati Shivaji was great. And he goes and touches Harshad. Harshad immediately says, that was the name of the rocket that I launched to go to Mars. So if some people had started thinking about Shivaji, he just brings about a twist to it. And then Harshad will go and touch somebody, which means you can't just sit where you are and touch. You have to move across the hall and touch somebody. Whoever you touch will have to say the same sentence instantaneously. There is no gap. And let's see what is the kind of story that we create. Nipun, let's start with you. Stand up. Say one statement and go and touch someone.
Any statement.
Yes, Kala. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I love my business.
I have a pet shop.
Pets are very useful.
You said pets are very useful.
I like maths.
It is very good to come climb lessons.
People are not traveling. Okay, so here we go.
Naren टकलू है.
She is talking about the future of her husband. Thank you. Thank you. Huh? Exactly. That's what I am saying. You know, something connected, something a little different. So she said, Naren टकलू है. And if it was my chance, I would say that's the name, that's the future of her husband. What we are going to do is, we are now going to divide ourselves into groups of 6. And again, what we are going to do in this group of 6 is, let's begin with an object. So I will guide all of you. You will begin with an object. For example, I'll say, now create the life story of a camera. So one person starts. It can be like, I am an iPhone 7's camera. Then the next person says something. So now we are creating a story around the life of a camera. So that will be one round. Then there will be another round. Then there will be a third round. Let's just get the creative juices flowing. And you know when I said pressure? You see suddenly when somebody comes and touches you, there is pressure. Because whole life lesson is looking at you. And you suddenly like, oh my God, what am I going to say? And you go blank. The words just not come. And till 5 seconds ago you had 5 choices. And suddenly you don't know what has happened, you freeze. Now this is the microsome of life. Out there in life, there will be 100 times more pressure. And imagine, you can handle any pressure. Now what kind of a life you will live, what kind of goals will you set? And imagine, you cannot handle pressure. Now what kind of a fear you will carry with you wherever you go. So you may have all the logical intelligence, crystallized intelligence of the world. But if you don't have adaptive creative intelligence, remember, left leg is being exercised. It's made very strong. Right is not made strong. थोड़ा पीछे रह जाएंगे. But ultimately, the speed of life will depend on both the legs, not on the average, but on the weak leg. Similarly, some of you will find you are very intelligent, supremely intelligent, but you're not getting enough progress in life. लोग तेरे को मिलते हैं बोलते क्या दिमाग है यार, ये आदमी जरूर कुछ करेगा, but you're still not able to progress in life because the second aspect is not there. So let's do this. So, groups of 6. You have 10 seconds. Mango milkshake. That is the topic. One of you can start and then circular wise. A life of mango milkshake.
Life of mango.
Anything on mango milkshake. Chalo. 3, 2, 1, start. Okay. Stop. Stop. Now just find out how many of you are only going very logically. For example, I like mango milkshake of Sujata Mastani. Right? Ekdam logical. Then mango milkshake is yellow in color. I have it in tall glasses. See, the mind is still going only logic. Now, can you bring in some creativity? Okay, can you, example, you can say, my grandfather was born in Ratnagiri. है ना? अभी जो मैंगो मिल्कशेक में जो मैंगो है, इमेजिन रत्नागिरी से है ना? There I was sitting right at the top of the tree. Mango.
So some relevance is still there with the
It's still there. You just creating. You shift from being you to being the mango milkshake. Unless you can become the mango milkshake, how will you tell the story? Today you are thinking about a story from a consumer's point of view. I drink mango milkshake. Okay, you are thinking like a user of mango milkshake. You are not becoming the mango milkshake. Okay? Okay. So here is the next topic. I am Deepika Padukone's purse. 3 purse. Okay? 3, 2, 1, start. Okay, stop. Tell me any exciting statements from your group.
तूने बोला उसके पर्स में वो जो उसके ब्रूस पे लग गया है.
हाँ.
I have that
Purse
mistake which
which is
touches
the
the
purse.
Okay. This is fantasy. हाँ.
Sometimes Ranveer carries me.
हाँ.
मेरी बहुत सी सौतन है.
सौतन. ओके. अच्छा, मतलब मेरे तन की बहुत सौतन है. हाँ. हाँ जी. हाँ, मतलब anything interesting in your team?
I made out of chameleon skin, so I changed color it according to the dress I have.
Oh. Okay, let me give you another scenario. You are the gun of a terrorist. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's very sad that
Okay, stop. Now, how many of you are going very logically? Very logically, na? Okay, now let me give you an interesting thing, like because I found most of you are like in exam dhar. समझ में नहीं आ रहा terrorist का gun, oh my god, you're such a good person, you don't even want to think like that. That's what adaptability is all about. If you have to handle a terrorist, you should know how a terrorist thinks. Otherwise you can't handle it. If you have to handle a competitor, you have to understand how the competitor thinks. If you have to handle unreasonable parents, you have to know how they think. If you have to handle unreasonable customers, you have to know how they think. If you don't know how they think, how will you handle that? You won't know what to say to get what you want. If you can't shift from you to them, there is no adaptation which is happening. Okay, let me give you something completely out of the box. You are a discarded underwear. A discarded underwear. Okay, now you can't think logically. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring in your creativity. Come on. Be shameless. Discarded underwear. Okay, stop. Stop. Prashant's group does not want to stop. They have many ideas. Okay, any interesting thought? Okay, you can't say it in public. That's the whole thing. Okay, this is the last one. Okay. Now see if you can stay a little away from predictability. Okay? Stay away from predictability. I'm going to give you an idea now, and I'm also going to give you a predictability which you will completely stay away from. You are Narendra Modi's mobile phone. Now you're not going to say, I know all these secrets. That's the predictable aspect. Okay? Narendra Modi's mobile phone. 3, 2, 1. Okay, stop. Tell me one thing from your team.
इसमें ममता का फोन कब मेरा बैटरी डिस्चार्ज हो गया, मुझे रिचार्ज करो.
Anything else? Something from that team?
अगला टूर का पे.
Okay.
ट्रम्प को बोलूंगा देख मैं फिर चुन के आया, मैं कुछ कर सकता हूँ.
Okay.
नरेंद्र मोदी के पास कम और उनके पीए के पास ज्यादा रहता हूँ.
हाँ, quite possible. Where to stay?
उनका हो गया. नो पॉलिटिक्स.
मुझे इंतजार है दूसरी बार कब नोटबंदी जाहिर होगी.
Okay. How about saying, let's say there is a golden chip inside me. How about saying I get only 24 hours to live because every 24 hours the phone gets changed for security reasons.
There is a nuclear button in my phone.
How about saying there is a nuclear button in my phone? Yeah. How about saying this is the only phone in the world which has 4 SIM cards? How about saying that so sad my camera has been disabled? Don't go the logic way. Adapt. You know? Okay, all of you, with me. The mind is too used for crystallized learning. We still think knowledge is everything. We still want to know about others. We still want to read newspapers, we still want to gossip. We still get excited about having information and think that's enough. But it is rapidly deteriorating. The half-life of knowledge is coming very fast. And if I can be creative with respect to adaptability, I can become unbeatable in the world. If any one of you wants to bounce back from disasters in life, and bounce back fast, and go through that phase of disaster also with peace and not chaos, creative adaptability is required. Something as simple as, चलो 4 लाइन की कुछ तो भी कविता लिखते हैं। अगर मेरे अंदर आज कबीर का आत्मा आ गया है, तो मेरे दोहे कौन से होंगे? 2 लाइन कौन सी होंगी? चलो कुछ तो वर्ल्ड का विजडम 2 लाइन में लिखते हैं, दोहे करो। कोशिश तो कर, छोटी छोटी चीजें अडैप्ट तो कर। Forcing the mind to think in a way which is not regular will create these paths inside your head which will help information flow to be so fast, it will almost be instantaneous. When you do tasks that is not your normal routine, for example, let's say Dr. Anu has not gone to buy vegetables for some time. Something as simple as that. मेरा रोज का काम नहीं है, बहुत साल हो गए, लेकिन चलो करके आएंगे. And it's a new experience. And then if you go and say, नींबू 5 रुपया का ये? Either you will not have nimbu pani for 2 months, or any house or office you go to, क्या चलेगा? चाय nimbu pani. You go to a restaurant, nimbu dao. This is change, and this change is what makes us adaptable. Let's say you have not worn kurta pajama for some time. चलो पहनते. Let's say you have not gone for swimming for a long time. चलो जाके swimming करके आते. Doing things which are not regular brings about creative adaptability. Something as simple as, if you are a right-hander, for 1 hour, do everything with your other hand. So today when you are going to have your breakfast, eat with your other hand and not with your natural hand. And pathways will get created. Simple as that. Normally if you take bath, you take the soap and you apply, I assume. Today or tomorrow what you do is put soap on the wall. Imagine you are doing ekdam one dance. What bijli, jalebi, nagin, all item numbers would have been there inside your bathroom only like that. Full item numbers. Right from your toe till your bums, till your back, till your head, everything should get properly massaged as well as cleaned. It will take 5, 7, 10 minutes extra. You may not come out clean. One guarantee is there, the wall will become clean. But you will feel light. When you come outside the bathroom, you feel stupid and light. You will tell, zindagi mein ye wapas nahi karne ka. But you will feel good. You won't come out sad. You won't come out feeling low. In fact, you might say, yeah, बम्स और बैक हुआ बीच का तो मैं छू ही नहीं पाया. The bums is easy for all of you. Other parts is the issue. Both of you are more adventurous. You can wash the front of your body also. Not an issue. Sidhu saying thing yesterday, Naren was okay. It's the effect of your mustache only. See, he's being creative. He's saying, why should I stop something which is happening? Let it flow. I'm being natural now. Small things. And it will be so much fun. Today when you have chai, have it with a straw. कोशिश तो करो. What you will do? अरे वो ज़्यादा चला गया है, ज़्यादा गर्म है. बाप रे. At the end of it, you will feel light and elated. You created a new path. You're telling yourself you will take chances. And when you are creative, you are bound to fail. But that is what life is all about. Abhinandan gets shot in Pakistan, lands there. Remember? Wing Commander Abhinandan Vartaman. But there is no training which can prepare him for what happens next. And to be very graceful over there, that requires ability to handle pressure. पता नहीं मार देंगे क्या देंगे, because historically there are thousands of Indians who have been captured and who have not been released. Thousands. So obviously there is no guarantee he will be released. Chances are he will be killed. Chances are they will say no, nobody fell. He will be tortured. But to be graceful, no panic, I go. I'm speaking about that. Any pressure in the world, let it come and be composed. But that doesn't come from your crystallized intelligence. Crystallized intelligence depends on predictability of your events. जो मेरे को मालूम है ना, वो हो गया तो मैं हैंडल कर सकता हूँ. नया प्रॉब्लम आया, so that is your adaptive intelligence. So start with these small things. You don't know swimming, it's okay. Go to the swimming pool and just walk. If you have not cycled, cycle. For a long time you haven't cycled, that's all. You don't know how to play chess, tell somebody, come let's play chess. And then you might ask them, ये लंबी वाली ये क्या है? This is a king. अच्छा? Okay. What am I supposed to do now? You don't know chess? No. You said play chess? Yes. सिखाओ ना मेरे को. They might beat their head. They have to learn adaptive intelligence. But see, if your children are fond of Monopoly today, go and play Monopoly with them. The more frequently you do things that you have not done before, or you haven't done for a long time, the more you're stroking your adaptive intelligence. The entire Keep Moving Movement 2019 will be based on adaptive intelligence. Every session will have exercises of adaptive intelligence. 2019 we are moving to a new era in Keep Moving Movement, where it's not going to be teaching anymore, it's going to be development. where you speak for 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes inside a classroom, not more than that. 30% ideally should be speaking, and 70% should be experiences which are new, different, creative, exciting. Where we become facilitators inside the classroom. We are not instructors inside the classroom. Most of us come from an era where we have grown up purely by being instructors, or we have learned from instructors. अपने को बोलना आता है, अपने को लोगों के अंदर से निकालना नहीं आता है. We wish to tell them and we wish they do what they are told. But the world is moving so fast, this quality will doom people. Doom people. 2nd of June is the orientation session for Keep Moving Movement. Some of you would have received Prashant's message. Those of you who haven't, please take it on your shoulders to introduce as many people as possible to Keep Moving Movement. Bal Gandhar has the capacity of 1,000. Let us completely fill the auditorium with good people. You bring good-hearted people there. The rest is my job. You don't have to convince, you don't have to filter, you don't have to ask them to education में interest है क्या? You just have to say तुम अच्छा इंसान है क्या? है? चला जा. 2nd of June. We are going to do the session in a very different way, in a very creative way. There will be a lot of masti, a lot of dhamal, a lot of singing, dancing, and you can imagine whatever. At the end of it, everybody who comes, whether they become a part of KMM or not, they will go back super excited with them. What we have discussed in about 2 hours of life lessons today, let's say 1.5 hours, I will build up on this through a lot of exercises, through a lot of life stories, through a lot of scenarios, and explain when the kids of 9th and 10th get exposed to this kind of an approach to life, we are making them independent of us. The word independent means independent, which means dependent on myself. And that is what we wish the kids to be. Because trust me, for the world of the future, we are not ready. So if I am not ready, how will I mold somebody else? But what I can do is make them believe in themselves and develop creative intelligence by which whatever has to happen, they will face it. So every session there will be some exercises. And let's see what a beautiful impact that we can make through KM this year. This is not a one-person job, this is an army's job. And each one of you will be required to play a very, very crucial role in making what we believe should be made out of the youth of our country. Let's summarize today's session. Tell me what did you pick up. With that, we complete today's life lesson. And remember 2nd of June, which means 2 weeks from now. And I need all of you to give half an hour, 1 hour every day from today till 2nd of June to identifying good people, sharing with them the video of Keep Moving Movement, sharing with them the download link for a pass, free pass to Keep Moving Movement, so that we have a beautiful packed auditorium on 2nd of June. Let's summarize. What did you pick up out of today's life lesson?
Be adaptable and creative.
Yeah. So just tell yourself, I'm going to be very adaptable.
Half life of the knowledge is coming very fast, so I have to be
Absolutely.
very adaptive and creative adaptive.
Creative adaptable. Absolutely. So those of you who are interested, just check out these words, half-life. If you do a Google research on just this half-life, you will get good insights. Some of you who are interested in chemistry, it will excite you even further. In fact, if you have children who are in class 6, 7, 8, 9, discuss this concept called half-life. Do you know about a concept called Newtonian liquids? Now as parents, our job is to introduce these terms in different subjects to excite. Newtonian liquids is a brilliant material where depending on the pressure you create, the material behaves like solid or like liquid. So material by itself does not have a characteristic. Its characteristic completely depends on the pressure you exert. So if you walk slowly, it behaves solid. If you walk fast, it sinks you down. Classic example that all of you know is daldal. You stop struggling and you will start floating. The more you struggle, the deeper you go. So when you have children, you should discuss about these. Newtonian liquid मालूम क्या? What is that? चलो ठीक है, deep dive. Half life मालूम क्या? चलो ठीक है, deep dive. It's very exciting. Studies don't become exciting when you say, पढ़ो, exams आ रहे हैं, क्या होगा तुम्हारा पढ़ाई नहीं किया? That doesn't excite them. The more we can create a wow in any aspect of life, people get self-driven. So the key to us is creating that wow factor. That's what parenting is all about, and that's what good teaching is all about. And I was discussing this at home, and it's a very interesting thing for all of us. I was saying that why some people cannot stay away from food. It's very simple. The first intense and consistent pleasure I got from food when I was a child. भूख लगी ना, दूध पिया तो सब ठीक हो जाएगा. पेट दुख रहा है ना, दूध पिया ना सब ठीक हो जाएगा. That taste became such a dominating factor because in a day multiple times that sense would give me pleasure. So today for many of us, that has become the way we live our life. Now when you discuss again these things and say, I'm going to adapt over here, it really means doing something incredible. Hanji, anybody else? Sidhu?
Breaking our comfort zone is necessary to adapt new things.
Absolutely. To make ourselves having developed creative adaptability, breaking comfort zones is a brilliant way to do it. Now breaking comfort zone with goals requires you to break comfort zone consistently. Breaking comfort zone with this new style of taking bath is madness for 10 minutes. And you don't have to do it every day. Please don't do this every day. Only for today. It will be interesting. One of you men, you can carry a purse like a lady does when you go for shopping. You ask any one of these girls how they carry a purse. I don't know if you've observed it or not. But it will be interesting if you go somewhere holding the purse like that. You say something.
Yes. With adaptive creative intelligence, I have clarity, otherwise I have chaos.
No, you don't get clarity through that, but that leads you to clarity. That will lead you to clarity.
When I'm adaptive, pressure will bring in focus.
Yes. Girish?
So one question.
Is Jugaad creative adaptive intelligence?
Completely. Jugaad is nothing but creative adaptive intelligence. In fact, there is a book which is beautifully written called The Science of Jugaad. If anybody wants it, do a little research. If you can't find it, I will tell you who's the author. I was just reading that book yesterday. It's an Indian, a guy called Sandhu, doesn't stay in India, who teaches abroad. But it's a very nicely written book, Jugaad. How do you do?
At some point you said that when I follow the routine, I cannot fire my adaptive intelligence. Now I was just reflecting and I found out that there is particular spaces where my mind works the best. And I have probably gotten a little too used to the routine place where I sit and work. And shifting from there and moving into a new space, even the workspace, sometimes becomes quite earlier a claustrophobic experience कि ये मैं नहीं कर सकती हूँ. But if I don't do that and I don't break the routine, then those fires and connections won't happen between the left brain and the right brain.
Yeah.
So probably till yesterday, back of my mind was resisting one idea that I need to implement for my focus to happen. But I'm going to take it in the sense that if I sit in another place and do it is just firing up the connections, and probably that will help increase my receptivity to that situation. So this entire thing about breaking the routine will help me to fire more connections between my left and right brain is what I'm going to follow from this.
Absolutely. And this is all neurological science which is developing extraordinarily well nowadays. There is an Indian guy called V. Ramachandran. If anyone of you wants to study a little more about cognitive neurological science, brilliant guy, brilliant guy. He is the person who proposed to the whole world this syndrome called the phantom limb. I've spoken about phantom limb a couple of times. Very interesting guy, very interesting. V. Ramachandran is his name. I saw a few more hands, yes.
I'll start developing my right brain by doing things straight or differently.
Absolutely. So what are different?
Life depends on the pathways that made right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I think we had a good life lesson.